Girl therapy. As somebody who has POTS and jugular vein compression, this is the biggest change that I made when it came to how I cared for myself. I stopped looking for answers and I started listening to my body. And I know firsthand how frustrating that is to be told. And I actually had a doctor tell it to me. I was seeing a GI doctor and I kept saying, something is wrong, something is wrong, something is wrong. And he flat out asked me, are you taking care of your body? And the amount of rage that built up in me was insane. Immediately I was on the defensive and I was like, of course I'm taking care of my body. I'm here to see you. I'm coming to see all of these doctors. And he asked me the question again, are you taking care of your body? And it took me a few moments to process what he was saying. And the short answer was no. I was going to every single specialist under the sun. I went to cardiologists, rheumatologists, orthopedic surgeons, infectious disease specialists. God, I can't even remember all of them. I saw over 70 doctors in 30 years and nobody could find anything that was truly broken. They just told me, we don't know, your body works differently now. And this GI doctor asking me if I was showing care for my body was a game changer because I truly wasn't. I was not giving myself enough rest. I was not feeding myself well. I was not hydrating well. And all of these things sound minuscule. They sound like, why would I do that when something is so clearly wrong? But the biggest lesson that I learned was that my body could not show me where to look to find what was actually wrong if it was fighting a fire on every single front. If every part of me was upset and enraged and inflamed and hurting, how was I supposed to figure out what direction to go? And I think when it comes to chronic health, it is so easy to to cast a wide net and to say well, obviously someone is going to tell me what's wrong. And as long as I try every single avenue, I will figure it out. And the lesson that I learned, and I actually had a doctor tell me this at the very end of my POTS journey, was that no doctor is ever going to tell you to stop looking. No doctor is ever not going to give you a referral or not going to tell you to go see somebody else. No one is ever going to say, hey, maybe you need to slow down and turn inward. There will always be another doctor to see, another appointment to go to, another referral to make. And I'm not saying don't go, because I am the poster child for going. But I hit a point where I was like, I actually don't know what I'm going for. When I was sitting in the infectious disease specialist's office and she was like, why are you here? I'm like, well, I get a fever once a month. That has to be something, right? And she kind of looked at me like, what? And at a certain point, it occurred to me that I had become so desperate and so exhausted by the hunt for the answer that I had actually stopped taking care of myself. And truly, the main thing that changed was the moment that I actually started taking care of myself and I went back to the original practices that people have been doing for thousands of years when they feel sick: getting rest, getting enough fresh air, eating well, hydrating. When I went back to the bare minimum of care that my body needed and that my body deserves, everything changed. My symptoms changed. My presentation changed. And all of a sudden I was able to say, okay, this is what's actually happening, because it's not a 4-alarm fire anymore. I can tell you exactly what occurs and I can tell you how it happens, because I'm no longer fighting 1,000 things all over me. I am telling you this is exactly what is going down because I can read my own signals for the first time in what felt like years. And if you're somebody who, like me, has POTS or has jugular vein compression, or you're going through a dysautonomia, autoimmune, chronic illness journey, I know firsthand how hard it is to slow down and step back and pause for a moment and say, am I taking care of myself? And I know how much anger and rage and defensiveness comes up when we're in that mindset of, I am doing everything. I am screaming into the heavens. I am begging doctors to see me and talk to me and tell me what is wrong. And I also recognize how upsetting it is and how challenging it is to change the way that we show care for ourselves, because instead of looking outward, I turned inward, and that truly made all of the difference. It is what allowed me to get the right diagnoses. It was what allowed me to understand what my body needed to heal versus what I was being told would work. And I have to say, everything that I've ever done for my own body, I'm not saying this for everybody, but for me, every single thing that I have ever done that helped me discover what was going on or helped me heal or led me to the right answer was 100% based on me listening to my own instincts and not based on what a doctor had told me to do. Because everything that I was told to do worked for a short period of time but didn't get to the root cause. Everything that I did for myself, because I was listening to my own signals, has continued to pay off tenfold.